What's up, cool people? Welcome to another live stream. How are y'all doing today? My name's Matt, aka That Random Christian Gamer. And today, during our live stream, so we're gonna be doing our usual kind of Tuesday evening live stream session overall, starting off with some Bible study, then getting into some games. More specifically, today we're going to be looking at 2 Samuel chapters 3 and 4 for the Bible study, and then getting into Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, continuing Riku's story there. And yeah, basically that's the lowdown on what's going to happen. I've been messing around, tweaking a little bit the camera settings in terms of like contrast and other settings like that. So I'm trying to get it to where there's a little, to where there's some decent differentiation between me and what's behind me, contrast-wise, without making my face look like a ghost. But I can't say for sure I'm doing real great at that. But like I said, just seeing what works and what doesn't maybe for that. But anywho, alright, I'm going to go ahead and run our early Twitch ad break before we get into the Bible study. And then that will resume on the other side of said ad break. Resume? Start, really. But anyway. Okay. Another thing to note, I am using a different site for the Bible study because Bible Gateway was basically having some sort of error within it where it was like constantly just looping a call to something or another. Apparently, I don't know, something was happening where it was constantly trying to load things, and that was slowing everything down, and like occasionally getting to the point where that was causing some like encoding overload in OBS and just other things like that. Ugh. Not great. But anyway, all right, now I just gotta wait for the Twitch ad break to end. Yeah, this was the only other like early results, Bible site that I could search for that also had a plugin I could get for a dark mode version of it. So yeah, that was kind of a key, the two main factors in my decision, searchability and dark mode. Oh, and another one being text size, but you can't see that option behind my webcam currently. Anyway. So this one is actually YouVersion, which is the same as like the Bible app that a lot of people would get on their phones or tablets or whatever, mobile devices. So yeah, it just, the only thing that's weird about it is when you go to like the initial Bible.com page, it pretty much just hits you with a QR code to scan or links to download the app. But there's also a thing you can click on there where it says, like, or read the Bible. So anyway, okay. Yeah. Without further ado, I suppose we will get this thing rolling here. Just note, the footnotes are going to look slightly different in this because I'm using a different Bible website. But anyway, here we go. Okay. So, we are looking at 2 Samuel chapter 3. Before this, Saul died. David returned to Judah, was, dubbed king by the men of Judah. But meanwhile, Abner, Saul's, main commander or whatever, had taken one of Saul's sons that didn't die in the war and went elsewhere in Israel, declaring him as the new king. So, then it wasn't long before the armies of David and of Saul's son met and clashed, and that's where we get into chapter 3 here. So, here we go. 2 Samuel, chapter 3. That was the beginning of a long war between those who were loyal to Saul and those loyal to David. As time passed, David became stronger and stronger, while Saul's dynasty became weaker and weaker. So that, obviously, being the previous events where the armies clashed. Oh, hey! Early raid from Christian Ninja! Hello, everybody! What's up, cool people? How we all doing? Any of you who do not know, my name is Matt, aka That Random Christian Gamer. I'm a random Christian guy, doing some Bible study, but also playing random games, connecting with random people, trying to answer their random questions about God, Bible, all that kind of stuff. Whatever else is on their minds, really, as best as I can. Appreciate follows coming in as well. Hope you're all doing well. I was just kicking off a Bible study here. This is the part that I hope, people end up coming to, they get drawn in from the gaming stuff and eventually come in for some Bible study, maybe get curious about that. But, people can come in just for this too. So, good to see you. Appreciate and love the shirt. Headed out because got some stuff. All right. Greatly appreciate the raid there, Christian Ninja. Also, yeah, DBZ shirt. It's a classic. Gotta represent, But, anyway, feel free, as I'm going through the Bible study here, to leave thoughts, questions, whatever, in chat. In the meantime, I am recording, but I can pause recording and such in the meantime to engage with chat. So, yay for editing. So don't hesitate just because of that. In fact, sometimes, if chat engagement is particularly relevant and interesting to what's being studied here, I leave that in the recordings for further just thought and engagement and exploration of the material here. So, anyway, I'm pretty much just in the process of reading through the Bible, start to finish, Genesis to Revelation, and I'm currently in 2 Samuel chapter 3. Recent events basically boil down to Saul died in battle along with 3 of his sons. David, who had been, away from Judah, fleeing Saul, heard about it, came back, was named king of Judah, but then Abner, Saul's one commander, took a son of his that didn't die in battle, Ishbosheth, and named him king over Israel. So, that's pretty much what the situation is now. There was already a clash between the armies of David and Ishbosheth. And I literally had only read this first verse, and that was it. So, and basically all that it really said was, over the course of time, David's influence, his possibly his army. Anyway, it says David became stronger and stronger. Saul's dynasty became weaker and weaker. In what all ways exactly, it doesn't say here, but yeah, just know opposing trends of Saul or Saul's those who are loyal to Saul, and David and those who are loyal to him. Okay. So then I'll move on to verse 2 here. These are the sons who were born to David in Hebron. The oldest was Amnon, whose mother was Ahinoam from Jezreel. The second was Daniel, whose mother was Abigail, the widow of Nabal from Carmel. The third was Absalom, whose mother was Maacah. Hope that's a decent pronunciation there, I don't know. The daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. The fourth was Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith. The fifth was Shephatiah, whose mother was Abital. Sixth was Ithream, whose mother was Eglah, David's wife. These sons were all born to David in Hebron. Yeah, names. But anyway. And I think it literally said all of these were from different wives. That's a thing we find in the Old Testament. Not that it's God's ideal. In fact, most of the situations where there are, multiple spouses on one side or the other, usually it was one man with multiple wives. Most situations like that we find, there winds up being some conflict and things not going so great because of that. Yeah, Samus, I'm not, ignoring you. Christian Ninja said he had to run, so I kind of assumed he already left chat. And if he hadn't, he would have seen your comment anyway. I'm not ignoring what you said there, but anyway. Figure there's not much I could do about it, in all likelihood. Also, there's a little note here. It says, as in parallel, okay, so that's just saying the same thing comes up in 1 Chronicles, chapter 3, verse 1. But the original Hebrew reads Kiliab instead of Daniel. I mean, when push comes to shove, these are just names. Now, I know there was generally some sort of meaning of the Hebrew names in particular, but I'm not studied enough to know that offhand. In any case, I guess, that's was one of 6 different sons that were born to David while he was in Hebron. That was the region of Judah that he had moved into upon his return. And notice none of these is Solomon, the most famous son of his who winds up becoming king later. But anyway. Alright. Moving along to verse 6 here. As the war between the house of Saul and the house of David went on, Abner became a powerful leader among those loyal to Saul. One day, Ishbosheth, Saul's son, accused Abner of sleeping with one of his father's concubines, a woman named Rizpah, daughter of Aiah. Abner was furious. "Am I some Judean dog to be kicked around like this?" he shouted. "After all, I have done for your father Saul and his family and friends... After all I have done for your father Saul and his family and friends by not handing you over to David, this is my reward? That you find fault with me about this woman? May God strike me and even kill me if I don't do everything I can to help David get what the Lord has promised him. I'm going to take Saul's kingdom and give it to David. I will establish the throne of David over Israel, as well as Judah, all the way from Dan in the north to Beersheba in the south. Alright, pausing there for a sec. So, Abner was the, commander of Saul who had basically promoted or told the people that Ishbosheth was the next king after Saul. But now there's tension between Abner and Ishbosheth. Whether or not this is true, it hasn't really outright stated. It just says Ishbosheth accused him. So then Abner, because he either can't believe that this would be such a big deal for Ishbosheth, or he is mad about being accused of something like this that he maybe didn't do, he gets mad at Ishbosheth and decides, all right, well, after all I've done for you and your family for years, if this is how you're going to treat me, then forget it. I'm out of here. I'm going to go help David. Footnote kind of thing there next to Ishbosheth is another name for Eshbaal. So the Baal part obviously had some significance because of previous mentions of Baal idols being worshipped throughout really just Israel at times and people groups around Israel. So it's possible Saul named this son of his after a deity that was not the Lord, the God of Israel. But anyway, again, kind of name semantics that just most of those are just kind of there to say, hey, here's what it said, or maybe what it originally said, just so you know we're doing our best to be accurate with this. So now Abner is vowing to go help David. Then we get to verse 11. Ishbosheth didn't dare say another word because he was afraid of what Abner might do. Then Abner sent messengers to David, saying, "Doesn't the entire land belong to you? Make a solemn pact with me, and I will help turn over all of Israel to you." "All right," David replied, "but I will not negotiate with you unless you bring back my wife Michal, Saul's daughter, when you come." David sent this message to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, "Give me back my wife Michal, for I bought her with the lives of 100 Philistines." So Ishbosheth took Michal away from her husband, Palti, son of Laish. Palti followed along behind her as far as Bahurim, weeping as he went. Then Abner told him, "Go back home." So Palti returned. So, yeah, David had initially married Saul's one daughter, Michal, because Saul basically struck a deal with him in order to, well, A, get rid of some of the Philistines, which he absolutely hated, or who he absolutely hated, I should say, but also to try and, lure David into some sort of trap wherein he would have an easier opportunity to kill David and not have David take over his throne. But then after David fled from Saul and basically lived as a fugitive for a while, Saul wound up having his daughter Michal marry somebody else. Just because David was gone. Physically. So, and I guess part of the way that David was able to escape was because of Michal giving him a warning, also being able to, talk with some of the people who were loyal to Saul that were chasing after David at that time. So that's at least part of the reason why Michal wouldn't have been able to go with David when he escaped. But anyway, so in all this, Abner says he wants to join David's forces or help him. David's like, all right, but bring me back my rightful wife, Saul's daughter. And I guess Ishbosheth, because he was basically afraid of what Abner would do to him, agreed to that arrangement, and I guess maybe had Michal go sort of along with Abner. Anyway, in that whole situation, Michal was sent to David, and her husband at that time followed along, basically sad at the loss of his wife, but then once he got close enough, Abner's like, okay, look, you've gone far enough, you got to go back. A couple other notes here. Yeah, so right here it says that David, bought marriage to Michal with the lives of 100 Philistines. The arrangement was actually 100 Philistine foreskins, if you could go back, but that was pretty much just a sign of him killing those 100 Philistines. And then, note at Palti here, it says, as in 1 Samuel 25:44, Hebrew reads Paltiel, variant spelling. Same person, though. I guess it just might have been spelled a little different at this particular moment, or maybe in both. I don't know for sure. I don't remember back to that chapter if it had a note like this. But anyway, okay. Moving along to verse 17, I guess. Meanwhile, Abner had consulted with the elders of Israel. For some time now, he told them, you have wanted to make David your king. Now is the time. For the Lord has said, I have chosen David to save my people Israel from the hands of the Philistines and from all their other enemies. Abner also spoke with the men of Benjamin. Then he went to Hebron to tell David that all the people of Israel and Benjamin had agreed to support him. When Abner and 20 of his men came to Hebron, David entertained them with a great feast. Then Abner said to David, let me go and call an assembly of all Israel to support my lord the king. They will make a covenant with you to make you their king, and you will rule over everything your heart desires. So David sent Abner safely on his way. So, Abner, making good on what he said, is actually like talking to elders and basically significant people throughout Israel and saying, hey, all right, you want David to be your king? Let's go. Let's do this thing. And he, despite his previous opposition to David, mostly because of his loyalty to Saul and Saul's family, that got ruined because of this whole trouble with Ishbosheth. Now he's equally as adamant about supporting David, it seems. And this also says, at least by this point, that he is aware that David was chosen by the Lord to be king. Whether or not he knew before, it is never stated. But we know for sure, at least at this point, that he knows David's supposed to be king, as per the word of God. So, yeah, he's basically going around campaigning for David now. Okay. Moving on to verse 22. But just after David had sent Abner away in safety, Joab and some of David's troops returned from a raid, bringing much plunder with them. When Joab arrived, he was told that Abner had just been there visiting the king and had been sent away in safety. Joab rushed to the king and demanded, "What have you done? What do you mean by letting Abner get away? You know perfectly well that he came to spy on you and find out everything you're doing." That might be Joab kind of flashing back to that previous conflict that, you know, David's forces had with Ishbosheth's, during which Abner had killed Joab's one brother. It was kind of a self-defense move on Abner's part, because Joab's brother was, like, literally just chasing after him, not letting him be. So there might have been some bitterness between Joab and Abner there. Might still be. As we're, you know, as of this point in the reading. But also, could just be that Joab doesn't know that Abner wanted to help David at this point. So anyway, on to verse 26. Joab then left David and sent messengers to catch up with Abner, asking him to return. They found him at the well of Sirah, and brought him back, though David knew nothing about it. When Abner arrived back at Hebron, Joab took him aside at the gateway as if to speak with him privately. But then he stabbed Abner in the stomach and killed him in revenge for killing his brother Asahel. Again, pronunciations of the names I'm not totally sure on. So, yeah, that right there. Revenge for killing Joab's brother. And apparently David knew nothing about Abner coming back at that time. So, Joab basically acted before David even had a chance to stop it. Verse 28. Making sure I didn't miss any footnotes there. Nope. Okay. When David heard about it, he declared, "I vow by the Lord that I and my kingdom are forever innocent of this crime against Abner, son of Ner. Joab and his family are the guilty ones. May the family of Joab be cursed in every generation with a man who has open sores or leprosy, or who walks on crutches, or dies by the sword, or begs for food." So Joab and his brother Abishai killed Abner because Abner had killed their brother Asahel at the battle of Gibeon. But David wanted to officially declare that that was not what he wanted, and speaks a curse upon Joab and their family, just to further emphasize that point, I guess. So let's see here. Note at leprosy there says, or a contagious skin disease. Hebrew word used here can describe various skin diseases. So yeah, in case you didn't know, leprosy might have been a bit of a catch-all term for a lot of different, like, skin conditions. But generally the kind that are actually problematic, not just some sort of genetic skin discoloration. So, I shouldn't say that like I'm totally sure of it, but, I mean, it says diseases here, and disease usually sort of implies, you know, actual, like, harmful stuff. But also, or who walks on crutches. Okay, hold up. The note here says, or who is effeminate. Hebrew reads, who handles a spindle. Handling a spindle generally would have been something females did more. Like, you know, sewing, weaving, those kinds of things. So, shoot, whether, I mean, in that kind of society, whether female or crippled, both generally had disadvantages over able-bodied men in that kind of culture. Not saying they're equivalent, but, basically, David is wishing misfortune upon Joab and his family for throughout time, essentially. Okay. Moving along to verse 31 now. Still got about 8 or 9 verses to go here. Anyway, okay, verse 31. Then David said to Joab and all those who were with him, tear your clothes and put on burlap. Mourn for Abner. And King David himself walked behind the procession to the grave. They buried Abner in Hebron, and the king and all the people wept at his graveside. Then the king sang this funeral song for Abner. Should Abner have died as fools die? Your hands were not bound, your feet were not chained. No, you were murdered, the victim of a wicked plot. All the people wept again for Abner. David had refused to eat anything on the day of the funeral, and now everyone begged him to eat. But David had made a vow, saying, may God strike me and even kill me if I eat anything before sundown. This pleased the people very much. In fact, everything the king did pleased them. So everyone in Judah and all Israel understood that David was not responsible for Abner's murder. Then King David said to his officials, don't you realize that a great commander has fallen today in Israel? And even though I am the anointed king, these 2 sons of Zeruiah, Joab and Abishai, are too strong for me to control. So may the Lord repay these evil men for their evil deeds. So, even though David wishes ill upon them, he's kind of saying their behavior is out of his hands, thus wishing the Lord to handle them. Or it could also have been a way of saying that, look, if these guys did something bad, it was not my wish, but clearly they aren't just going to follow my wishes. At the same time, though, I'm not going to be the one responsible for continuing the violence or conflict or whatever that's going on here. I don't know. Either way, this says to me that David is not directly seeking to, you know, pay back Joab and Abishai for killing Abner. So, anyway, this is now the second song also in this section. This is the second song that David has made in mourning of a prior enemy of his. He had a song for Saul, well, Saul and Jonathan, back in the first chapter of 2 Samuel, and now there's this for Abner. So, David is, even though he has been very successful in combat and things of that sort, he's also a bit of an artistic type. I mean, if you go to Psalms, there are a lot of Psalms that were actually written by David. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, David just mourning the loss of Abner because Abner basically was A, a really good commander who was B, seeking to help him at that time. And he knew that Abner was loyal. I mean, he stuck with Saul through all the things that had happened previously, even to the point of trying to get Saul's son instated as king after Saul. So then when Abner, made a pact with David, and then David basically lost the benefits of that, it's a bit of a blow. Certainly from, like, a, military command and strategy standpoint. And just to further emphasize David not having anything to do with the planning there, and the fact that he, was mourning the loss of Abner, he refused to eat that day. But it was just for that day. The people were getting concerned about him not eating, but he's like, look, I'm not going to eat before sundown. It doesn't directly say that he planned on eating right after that, but I guess it was a way to kind of ease the people's minds a little bit that it wasn't like a longer term decision of his. So anyway, all right. That's about all I got for 2 Samuel chapter 3. All right. Not recording for a little bit here. And as I said before, feel free to leave comments in the chat, even while I am recording, though, because, that'll be just further engagement and conversation and things like that going on. All right. Also, I will now specifically say thanks to Sleepy Wifey for the follow, because, I've got my activity feed, like, really tiny right now over here, trying to keep tabs on different things while I've got my Bible study window on a different screen. Just didn't want to assume it was only going to be one person at that moment. Now, 2 Samuel 4 should be a notably shorter chapter. Yeah, that's like 12 verses. Whereas the previous one was 39. All right. Another sip of water here. Okay. And with that, I suppose I will continue with the second chapter of Bible study. Anyone who isn't a regular in my streams, these streams, I typically do 2 chapters of Bible study and then do maybe about 2 hours of gaming stuff. Depends a little bit, especially for the gaming. But anyway, that's kind of my usual weekly YouTube channel release schedule. So that's how much I try to get in during the streams each week. Anywho, okay. So, one more chapter of Bible study, and then we'll move on to gaming stuff. Here we go. Alright. So now we're looking at 2 Samuel chapter 4. Abner, who was commanding Ishbosheth's army, Ishbosheth being Saul's son, opposed to David, Both were kings of part of Israel, but honestly, Ishbosheth was kind of king over a larger portion of it, I think. I don't think Judah was that big in comparison to all the rest. But David was king of Judah, Ishbosheth was king of other parts of Israel, and then Abner had tension with Ishbosheth over being accused of something. I don't know if infidelity is quite the right word, but something along those lines. And then Abner, in his being upset with Ishbosheth, defected to David's side and was ready to help him, only for one of David's other commanders, who had no idea about this, to come in and basically kill Abner. But in any case, though, Abner had kind of, stoked the fires a bit of handing things over more fully to David. So, that's kind of where we're at with things as we get into 2 Samuel chapter 4 here. Real quick, appreciate another follow over there. I'm not... JS... Is it JSW1 or just JS1? However your username is pronounced. Thanks for the follow. Alright. So, here we go. 2 Samuel chapter 4. When Ishbosheth, Saul's son, heard about Abner's death at Hebron, he lost all courage, and all Israel became paralyzed with fear. Now there were two brothers, Baanah and Rechab, who were captains of Ishbosheth's raiding parties. They were sons of Rimmon, a member of the tribe of Benjamin, who lived in Beeroth. The town of Beeroth is now part of Benjamin's territory, because the original people of Beeroth fled to Gittaim, where they still live as foreigners. Still being relative to the original writing and or reading of this, which obviously is a long time ago. Note there at Ishbosheth is probably the same as the last chapter. It just says it's another name for Eshbaal. Now, also, when it says all Israel became paralyzed with fear, I assume that means all Israel that was under Ishbosheth's command, under his reign. Not so much Judah. Because Judah was being ruled by David. Abner dying, I don't think would have really struck fear into those loyal to David. It was unfortunate, yes, they did mourn his death. But they still, I don't think it would have struck fear into them. Okay, so it mentions these brothers who were captains of Ishbosheth's raiding parties. It does not say what they have done yet, though. Maybe we'll get to that as we continue on here with verse 4. Saul's son Jonathan had a son named Mephibosheth, who was crippled as a child. He was 5 years old when the report came from Jezreel that Saul and Jonathan had been killed in battle. When the child's nurse heard the news, she picked him up and fled, but as she hurried away, she dropped him and he became crippled. Okay. Let's continue to see how that might be relevant, maybe. One day, Rechab and Baanah, the sons of Rimmon from Beeroth, went to Ishbosheth's house around noon as he was taking his midday rest. The doorkeeper, who had been sifting wheat, became drowsy and fell asleep. So Rechab and Baanah slipped past her. They went into the house and found Ishbosheth sleeping on his bed. They struck and killed him and cut off his head. Then, taking his head with them, they fled across the Jordan Valley through the night. When they arrived at Hebron, they presented Ishbosheth's head to David. "Look," they exclaimed to the king, "here is the head of Ishbosheth, son of your enemy Saul, who tried to kill you. Today the Lord has given my lord, the king, revenge on Saul and his entire family." Okay, this parenthetical thing, I'm not totally sure how it's related yet. Let me check the note there. Mephibosheth is another name for Meribbaal. Okay. Just another name-related note. So, yeah, this whole thing has not been mentioned as being relevant. I guess other than to say that there was maybe some other descendant of Saul that was, like, was crippled, but maybe not involved in all of this conflict. But long story short, these brothers who were captains of Ishbosheth's raiding parties actually went and killed Ishbosheth. This reads as in the Greek version. Hebrew says, "So they went into the house pretending to fetch wheat, but they stabbed him in the stomach." Okay. I guess maybe that was their way of... The way that would read, I guess, would have been like they were trying to sort of slip in a little bit disguised, or with, you know, acting like they had other intentions. But yeah, they went in, killed Ishbosheth. Then it says they fled across the Jordan Valley. Hebrew says the Arabah. That was probably more so what it was called back then. But sometimes for modern reading context, the translations will give us a different name that'd be more recognizable today. So, they kill Ishbosheth, take his head as proof to David, and they're all like, "Look, God has given you victory." But was it really motivated by God? Debatable. But anyway, they're just trying to let David know about this and maybe get on his good side by acting like, you know, they've helped him. But then we get to verse 9. But David said to Rechab and Baanah, "The Lord who saves me from all my enemies is my witness. Someone once told me Saul is dead, thinking he was bringing me good news. But I seized him and killed him at Ziklag. That's the reward I gave him for his news. How much more should I reward evil men who have killed an innocent man in his own house and on his own bed? Shouldn't I hold you responsible for his blood and rid the earth of you?" So David ordered his young men to kill them, and they did. They cut off their hands and feet and hung their bodies beside the pool in Hebron. Then they took Ishbosheth's head and buried it in Abner's tomb in Hebron. So, like back in chapter 1 of 2 Samuel, people who think they're bringing good news to David ultimately wind up paying the price for having a hand in the fall of David's enemies. David is clearly not a vengeful type of person, which is the exact opposite of what Saul was. Saul was all about vengeance and just trying to be as, violent, ruthless, and, get as far ahead in that way as he could. But just like what happened with the man who reported Saul's death, who technically had a hand in killing him, because, okay, so according to that man, he saw Saul seriously wounded. Saul asked this man to kill him, so the man granted Saul's request, but David is still like, you shouldn't have done that. He was the Lord's anointed one. And because God is God, he might have, thought, well, something else could have happened with Saul. Maybe he would have still lived. In any case, though, it was also kind of common rule, practice, maybe even law. In fact, I think even law. Kind of the old eye for an eye idea, but in this case, extrapolate that out, or expand that to a life for a life. Similar idea going on here, where it's like, Ishbosheth, yeah, he was opposed to David, but he was otherwise innocent. He was, trying to, rule over the people. I mean, we don't know much about how good that Ishbosheth was as a ruler, but in any case, still, yeah. David didn't like them killing a guy who, to his understanding, was otherwise innocent. So, he's like, okay, well, life for a life. You did this. You shouldn't have. The penalty for that is death. So, while it may have sort of helped David in the long run, that doesn't mean that David was happy about it. More so that it's not like David was happy about the way that it happened. But anyway, that's all I got for 2 Samuel chapter 4. Much shorter chapter than the last one. Also, KV Queen 93, appreciate the follow on Twitch. Bible study portion of things is done. So now, even more so, feel free to engage in chat. I also will maybe not talk quite so much from this point forward. There's generally a lot of talking involved when I do these Bible study portions, and it tends to make my throat a little bit sore, if I'm honest. Of course, that could also have to do with the way that I talk when it happens. So anyway, we are about to transition over to some gaming stuff now. Similar to how I'm going through the Bible from start to end, I am currently going through the Kingdom Hearts series, or at least most of it, start to end. So, for Twitch's sake, I'm going to just go ahead and run an ad break a little bit early, so it's not like interrupting so much with the gameplay. And I will catch y'all with Kingdom Hearts on the flip side. Meanwhile, I need to update stream information and other things like that, just to be more honest. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Game info has been updated. Done. I will go ahead and boot up the game on my Xbox now. Hop on over to that. Just noticed I'm at 130 followers on Twitch now. Nice. Might need to also adjust my microphone a little bit. Because sometimes when I'm focused more in this direction, I have it set up in a way where it, like, just slightly blocks the corner of my TV. Oh, yeah. Can totally, get rid of the music I have playing in the background now. It is not doing anything for me. And I don't want it clashing with the in-game music. Alright. Twitch viewers, welcome back from the ad break, those of you who saw it. Samus, if you're still here, know that since this side revolves around Riku, there's very little Donald to worry about. I know you don't care for Donald's voice and the way he talks. Shouldn't be too much of that in here. So this is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which is the second game in the series. And this is also, like, sort of the second story perspective in the game. Initially, you play through as Sora, who's, like, really the main character of the whole series. But once you beat that, you get the option to play as Riku here. So anyway, okay. And it is at this point that I do also record this stuff, though. So you're aware. Just don't let that keep you from leaving stuff in chat, though. So, anyway. Here I go. Okay, so since the last episode recording thing, I've just gotten myself over here to the end of the Monstro world. And about to continue story stuff. Jones116 is like, oh, this game. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad oh, this game, but... Anyway.
I take it you're Riku.
Are you with Ansem?
You are half correct. Let us say that he is not the Ansem with which you are familiar. He is Ansem, and he is not Ansem. Perhaps a nobody best conveys the idea.
Riddles were never my thing. Try again.
He belongs to neither the light nor the dark, but walks the twilight between. Oh. Catching on now? Oh, yes. You also stand in between the light and the darkness. It appears we have much in common.
Maybe. Like you said, there really is darkness left inside of me. But so what? Darkness is my enemy. And so are you for reeking of that awful smell.
Oh, so it's a fight you want. Very good. I shall take you on.
Yay! Fun times with battles. I'm hoping this isn't going to be a terribly difficult one. Oh, come on.
Taste this! Like it! Here you go. Take it!
Ow.
You're pushing it.
Darkness!
Hello.
I shall freeze you.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. This is gonna be a little hard to avoid. And of course, I couldn't get that off. Oh, he can just hold up his shield and guard against stuff like that.
Take this! I've had enough of this! Like, here you go! Darkness!
Yeah, I'm not liking this at all.
Here you go! Your Majesty! You're pushing it!
Yeah, okay. Jones says I never got through Chain of Memories on the GBA. And stuff like this is probably part of the reason why. Combat system. Not the easiest in the series to deal with. Alright, well, let's try again. And I can't even make deck adjustments like I could with Sora. But I should probably take a look at the, like, enemy cards that I have available.
Here you go! Like it! Taste this! Take this! I shall freeze you!
Glad that's at least relatively easy to avoid.
Taste the darkness! Here you go! You're pushing it!
This is not looking good.
Taste darkness! I've had enough of this!
Oh, come on.
Taste this! Here you go! Your Majesty!
Hopefully this will heal me some. Yes, good. Okay, well this time is definitely going a bit better.
You imbecile! Taste this! Like it! Taste this!
Of course, part of the reason it's going better might be because of, you know,
Just an experiment. I shall.
might be because of dealing more damage.
Now. You're pushing there.
Yeah. There are definitely some oddities with the combat system here, but hey,
While you still can.
basically, you want either higher value cards than your opponent or zeros. Zeros can stop pretty much anything. Also, higher value cards can cancel your enemy's attacks.
I find coursing through you there is a darkness of formidable power growing, well worth the trouble of aggravating you. All this excitement has provided me with invaluable data.
What?
Many thanks, Riku.
It was a trick all along.
Alright. There should be a save point up here. Hopefully there's... Yeah, I wouldn't think there would be another fight right after that. Even this game isn't that mean most of the time. But I also wouldn't be surprised if I have a totally different deck at this point. That's like Riku's deck of cards that he has available tends to change from floor to floor. Oh yeah, I was trying to work kind of sort of backwards through the worlds. Like, reverse order compared to how I went through them with Sora, at least as much as possible. I guess that would mean I'm doing Agrabah next. But in case you missed earlier stuff, basically with Riku, because he abandoned some of his friends and people who were more so on the light side of things, basically to follow the darkness for a time, but then basically also abandoned the darkness after that, he is just kind of meandering around in a way, doesn't really have anybody from his past to recall or interact with. And since this place, meaning Castle Oblivion, you know, the broader area that he's in, is based on memories, that leaves him with basically nobody to interact with as he goes through the worlds here. So unlike with Sora's side of things, where each world would have a lot of rooms to go through and multiple different story points to interact with, Riku generally gets a much shorter path and, like, one kind of boss fight in each world. But anyway, yeah, so so even though it's the same game, it's got a very different feel to it. There's like kind of multiple aspects of it that they changed. I forget where I was in the mix of increasing stats. I'll go with an HP boost, and then I'll do a darkness boost, or I will do multiple darkness boosts until I get that up to 20, maybe. Then I'll go back to HP. For the most part, I'm trying to stick to like a 2-to-1 ratio of increasing darkness power versus HP. I was kind of worried that guy was gonna turn around, or somebody was gonna break whatever card I attempted to use there. So it's only when Riku's in dark mode that it really gets some of the, like, more powerful combo attacks like that. See, that right there was the kind of thing I was worried about. I thought for sure one of these was going to be a dark break thing instead. Oh well. Inverse burst isn't too bad. It was just a regular shadow. I'm not usually too worried about them breaking any of the cards that I try to use to attack with. So Riku doesn't officially have a high jump ability, but it seems kind of like he has a fairly high jump anyway.
Take this! Your Majesty! Come on! Time's up! Like it! Take this! Darkness!
Actually, I'll tell you what, let me just go ahead and use this as
Your
normal.
Majesty! Come on!
Heal Riku a little bit.
Yeah. Your Majesty! Come on! Time's up!
Okie day. By the way, these cards that I'm getting at the ends of these battles, they're cards that I get to use when going throughout the rooms in each world, and kind of affects how that room is designed. Pretty much all that boils down to. Wow, that was quick. Okay, health is good.
Like it!
More health. Alright, need a 1 or higher. I've got a lot of teaming darkness cards, but that means a lot of enemies. Could also do Almighty Darkness, but that would mean the battles individually would be harder because they'd have higher valued cards. Sleeping Darkness wouldn't be too bad. And I have 8 of those. Roulette Room, eh. Black Room would be on the smaller side of things. I just saved. I would feel odd doing a Moment's Reprieve room this early. Alright, let me go with Sleeping Darkness. So all the enemies in here are asleep. I can just go up to the next room. And I might do that, like now. Skip all those enemies for the moment. Okay, 2 or higher. Do a Feeble Darkness. Not so much wanting to do Bottomless Darkness. I don't know if I've done a Lasting Days room in this playthrough as Riku. Basically what that does is if I, you know, get a preemptive hit on enemy, then it, you know, it normally stuns them when I do that, but in this case that stun will last through subsequent waves of Heartless that might come in the battle.
Take this! Yeah, like it!
It didn't matter for that battle.
Like it! Take this! Like it!
I was pressing the attack button that whole time. Why did it not do it?
Take this!
Okay. So I can either go up here. Well, okay. Then directionally from this room, I have 2 options. I can go up and go straight to the boss, or I can head to the right.
Like it! Yeah! Ha! Take this! Your Majesty!
Oh, he's already at full health. Not sure why I did that.
Like it!
Also, so far that lasting days has made no effect whatsoever because there has not been more than a single wave of Heartless in any of these battles. That missed entirely. And if this one's gonna have multiple waves,
Take this!
I didn't get the preemptive hit on them, so that wouldn't happen either. Of course, the one time it would have mattered. Of course. But yeah, that's a different thing too with Riku. You can end up like in duels if you
Like it!
play a card that's the same value as the enemies.
Take this! Take this! Like it! Yeah! Take this! Like it!
Shadow Tuner, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I know I don't have any like crazy or fancy kind of things that happen on the screen for that, but I appreciate it all the same. Alright, are there any enemies that might show up? So does that mean if there's more than one wave here that they would stay confused through multiple waves?
Like it!
I'm honestly not sure about that.
Take this! Like it! Your Majesty! Come on! Take this!
Well, don't get the chance to find out, because there was only one wave there. Tell you what, let me just head for the boss. And, see what happens here. Okay, I need some sort of blue card. I'm not the biggest fan of the Mingling Worlds ones, because that could be basically anything. Sure. And I would guess we'll be fighting Jafar? I mean, it was Captain Hook in Neverland. Yeah. This is gonna be Genie Jafar. But the real concern... I didn't mean to do that right then. Why am I not hitting it? There we go. With stage shifts around like this is not helpful.
Take this.
And especially because it doesn't seem to want to keep me locked on to the lamp.
Like it.
Plus the fact that Riku won't seem to jump up in the air to, you know, just to get a hit on the lamp.
Darkness.
Oh? Okay, wasn't expecting it. Jeez, really? Also, hello, Owl. Yeah, this could get me out of dark mode real quick. Yep. Really probably should have tried to break that, but oh well. Alright, what do we got? Something with these platforms has to change before I can hit the lamp. There we go. Oh, come on. Also, just noticed these other... Just remembered I have other things like that available to me. There we go, okay. Yes, I am in the midst of playing the Riku side. I did get through it way back on, like, you know, the original release. But anyway, things are generally going well on the whole. Ooh, attack boost. Always take those when they're available. Or I always do. Because, those aren't available sometimes with level ups. Yeah, generally been doing pretty good. Work has been, let's just say the earnings have been coming quickly this week with my work. So that's been nice. But yeah, otherwise, hanging out, doing typical Tuesday stream things. Also, got raided with possibly my largest raid yet. Well, almost certainly the largest one I've had outside of, like, a planned raid train event thing. Today's been pretty difficult. That's never a fun thing, especially when it's like, okay, I could feel something's wrong, but I don't know what it is. Raid was, oh geez. Let me look back on it. 37 people. So yeah, I think that was actually the biggest raid I have gotten, period. So, extra thanks to Christian Ninja and the Taco Tribe. Samus was in here for all that.
Like it. Take this. Like it.
That was the only person I think I recognized from any previous things. You might have missed Samus. I don't know. Haven't seen anything from Samus in chat lately. Which one's the one? That's probably the end room of this world. I'm not, like, itching that much to cruise right through it, though. But still, might as well work my way to the end. See if, see how long it might take me. Yeah, Tranquil Darkness I could do. Ugh, all these teaming darkness cards. I really should probably use one of them soon. Yeah, fine. Owls here all like, hey, Samus! Oh, jeez, okay. I almost got into a battle that I wasn't ready for there.
Like it. Take this.
Not sure how I feel with this Riku side of the game. I feel like Dream Drop Distance did the Sora and Riku halves of the story way better. But you gotta remember, this was precursor to that. Like, this was earlier in the series, so maybe they learned some lessons from this that they then carried over to that to make it better.
Take this. Like it.
Jeez.
Take this.
Well, if I needed any healing right now, I'd be able to do a lot of it. All these Mickey cards coming in here.
Darkness.
Well, except not when it happens like that.
Your Majesty. Come on. Time's up.
Yeah, I don't know, like, this is, I mean, it's different the way that they, you know, did Riku's side compared to Sora's in this, but at the same time, like, I don't know.
Take this.
It has a bit of a feel like they wanted
Take this.
a separate but similar game almost. I feel like this Riku half is just unnecessary. Did we really need to see Riku's bedroom in Hollow Bastion? That part was maybe kind of unnecessary, yeah, but I don't know. It was also kind of building up Riku's character a little more when we didn't have much of it for him yet.
Like it. Take this. Like it. Darkness.
I almost wonder if it would have been better, you know, gameplay-wise, to just kind of cut back and forth, though. Like, show what's happening with Riku at the same time that you're going through Sora's side of the story.
Take this.
Because, you know, gameplay elements are being repeated just with some additional restrictions, which the additional restrictions not necessarily a welcome change to a combat system that was already kind of restrictive. That's probably gonna get broken. Yep. Called it. Also added absolutely nothing to the story other than Riku met Organization 13 members who died in Castle Oblivion that Sora didn't meet. Well, yeah, this was the... I guess this was supposed to be the canon story or reason that those Organization members died. Despite Sora having no interactions with them at all.
Take this. Like it.
Yeah, it's... I don't know.
Take this.
Was it necessary? I don't know. I feel like it's not terrible, though.
Like it. Take this.
Also added a bit more to a game that otherwise would have been kind of short, possibly justifying, you know, an actual full game release.
Your Majesty. Time's up.
Dreamdrop Distance, they were literally two halves of every world story, each from different angles. See, that's almost what I was... That's kind of what I was trying to get at before, maybe just not wording it very well. Saying what I thought maybe they should have done in this.
Like it. Take this. Like it. Take this. Darkness. Your Majesty.
Yeah, I figured that was gonna get broken. I just wanted to try and get some healing. Oh, great. Barrel spiders.
Take like it. Take this. Like it.
Okay, well. That wasn't too bad. Although I do think it might have kept me from getting some health that I would have otherwise gotten from the barrel that was next to that one.
Like it. Take this. Like it. Take this.
Ooh, hello.
Your Majesty.
There we go. And like this ought to be good. No, I wanted to go over here and target this guy, so I wouldn't have to worry so much about any of my cards getting broken.
Like it.
Dude.
Like
Sorry,
it.
I'll get to that latest comment of yours in a second there, Al.
Take this. Darkness.
Even in Traverse Town, when they added the World Ends with You characters, they both got Joshua, but one got two of the main cast. I think Sora got Niku and Ryan. Riku got Beat and Shiki. Anyway. So, you know what, Owl? That just means you're giving me something to maybe look forward to a little more. I don't know. Do I get the full Dream Drop Distance experience in these collections?
Take this. Like it.
That's one thing I'm not 100% sure on.
Darkness.
Alright, well then, yeah. You're just giving me something to look forward to there, because, I am working my way towards that. How did that not hit?
Take this. Like it.
The interface is way better than the 3DS version. See,
Like it.
now, Chain of Memories like this, I will say, is not clearly a better version than the GBA one was. Oh, there was another enemy there. Oh well. Not trying to get into every possible fight here. 4 or higher. Just did a Teeming Darkness. Don't want to do another one of those. Looming Darkness. Could do a Martial Waking. Or a Black Room. Black Room wouldn't be too bad. Let's do a Black Room. I even have 2 of them that are 4s. Black Rooms, you get to fight these guys. There's literally no other way you find them in this game.
Like it. Take this. Like it.
I'm glad their guard doesn't, like, completely wreck your combo.
Your Majesty. Come on. Time's up.
That was absurdly quick. 3DS also forced stylus interfaces on you, but the Story So Far collection got rid of all that nonsense. Yeah, I mean, this is technically not the Story So Far collection, as this is on Xbox, and that one's only on PlayStation, but it's the other collection that basically does the same thing, just split into 2 parts, I guess. Ah, crud. I was not ready for these guys to appear right there at that exact moment.
Take this.
Stay away. Okay.
Like it.
The version you have is in the Story So Far bundle. Yeah, I figured it's equivalent. Even if it's not exactly the same collection.
Take this.
Okay, so this is gonna lead me up to one of those rooms. And I'm at full health, so breaking stuff is completely pointless. Story So Far is literally Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5, as well as, and the extras on top, all in one bundle. Yeah, yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's the same thing. Tell you what, I'm kind of thinking I want to go back and do some more battling in this world while I still can, you know, get Riku some more levels and stuff, maybe, or at least generally more experience. But I might just do that between recording bits. So there's, I don't see much of a need to artificially inflate video length times that much. I got to the end. You've seen it. So, yeah, anyway. But when I say that, I mean I will keep going with this in the stream. It's literally, you bought 3 separately. I bought them all in one game box in story so far. Well, so what I got was technically one collection as 1.5 and 2.5, and then another one that was, I forget what it's technically referred to as, but yeah, it's the same thing, just like split a little different. Is all that really boils down to. Ah, you would change right then.
Take this.
Okay. Also got a couple of other rooms to explore here. Okay, 5 and up. Also have 1.5 and 2.5 separate for PS3. Story so far bundle is PS4. Ah. Literally only bought it to have the games for PS4. Okay. Tell you what. I did not do a bottomless darkness room like the entire time I played as Sora. Let's give it a go with Riku. So yeah, it literally is just nothing but darkness in the room. Although if it's only going to be shadows that I end up fighting, I have no problem with that.
Take this.
That's where I came from. Ah, crud, I missed.
Take this.
Okay, but yeah, if it's seriously going to be all shadows, then I might think about doing these rooms more often.
Like it. Take this. Your Majesty.
I really had no particular need to do that, other than it also reloads my cards.
Like it.
So I don't know if there are any, like,
Like it.
things that I could break
Take this.
in this room, like the barrels and stuff that you see.
Take this.
This room is supposedly quite large. But if there's nothing that you're breaking in the meantime, it's pretty much just a, hey, here's a load of shadows to fight.
Take this.
And otherwise, you see nothing.
Take this.
Gonna lurk for a bit. Started playing Let's Go Pikachu again. Nice. I mean, I have never played the Let's Go versions myself, but I know they're pretty much updated of, you know, updated versions of, like, the original first-gen games. So, yeah, have at it. The lurking is appreciated. Even if you look like these shadows. Hiding away in the darkness and just like nothing but a little bit of light on your face. No, they aren't liked. Could not care less about being paid for it. Pokemon Yellow was the first ever Pokemon game. Love hearing, love having a version of that. Yeah. Blue and Red were my first ones, unsurprisingly. And, yeah, I don't know. I tend to not be in agreement with a lot of people's opinions on a lot of video games, honestly. There's a lot of people who end up talking about, you know, like, oh, gaming is dead, and oh, this is so boring, and why can't they just, you know, how come there's nothing new in gaming? All sorts of different gaming hot takes people have half the time just to get attention, and I'm just sitting here like, whatever. Like, I play games for the sake of enjoying them. If I get tired one, I stop playing and move on. That's how I keep my gaming experience from being stale. There you go. Okay, now I'm lurking if I don't come back before end of stream. Good night and good stream. Yes. Pleasant evening to you as well. However things end up shaking down the rest of the night. A little bit harder to see when they're like tucked away in the floor in this kind of room, I'll admit. Okay. I think I have gone all the way to all the edges of this room. But yeah, okay, I'm convinced I want to do more of those rooms now, though. 6 or higher. But I'm not going to do them all just like back to back to back. That would be boring. Could do Almighty Darkness. As annoying as that would be. Looming Darkness. Martial Waking, but eh. Since I'm in between recording bits, I have far less issue with doing a lot of battles. Oh, geez, that is a fast-moving big boy there.
Like it. Take this. Darkness. Your Majesty. Time's up.
Nice. Go ahead. Come at me. You can't. You're blocked by a couple of things there. So I guess in this kind of room, the enemies just constantly come at you.
Like it. Take this. Like it. Yeah.
Come on.
Take
There we
this.
go. Phone just buzzed. Making sure that it's nothing too important. Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Yep. Alright, I might be able to hit this guy now. If it doesn't have me focused on the crate there. Box, crate, I don't know. Something along those lines.
Yeah. Like it. Take this. Like it. Take this.
Double Mickey.
Come on. Like it. Darkness.
That was totally unnecessary. Alright. Any more enemies around here that might... Oh yeah, there we go. Okay.
Take this. Like it. Yeah. Take this.
And we got one of these explodey barrel things.
Take this.
Gives me a huge head start on getting damaged on these guys. Need another 860 experience points to get to Riku's next level, apparently. Confusion upon you.
Take this. Yeah. Like it. Darkness.
Suppose them being confused doesn't prevent them from, you know, doing any kind of attacks, though. Okay. Another explodey barrel. Are there any more enemies in this room? Yes.
Like it.
That was easy. That makes me wonder, does Staples still have those cheesy little that was easy buttons? Or I guess they were just called easy buttons, but you press them and they would say that was easy.
Yeah. Like it. Darkness.
Literally the only time I've been in a Staples lately, I think, was to buy this chair that I'm currently sitting in. And when I say lately, I mean in years.
Like it! Take this! Yeah! Like it! Darkness! Your Majesty! Come on!
Okay. I would imagine I've fought every enemy that I'm going to fight. And technically, that's every room. You know what? I've got a few too many map cards anyway. 7 or higher. Oh, but wait. That would completely undo the room that I've already made there, which is a Sleeping Darkness, which I don't want to undo if I'm going to go in there and fight those enemies, really. Because I would rather they be, you know, sleeping as they already are. Boing. Hold up. So Riku can actually do this in the actual, like, world rooms, not just when fighting. I'm not 100% sure Sora was able to do that.
Yeah! Like it!
Doggone it, come on.
Take
There.
this!
Be gone.
Take this! Like it! Yeah! Take this! Darkness!
Definitely seems to me that Riku is possibly a bit stronger, but definitely, you know,
Like it!
floats around between enemies more fluidly when he's in dark mode. Level up, yes. Ooh, another attack boost. Heck yeah.
Like it! Take this! Like it! Darkness!
Okay. That's it for the enemies in this world. I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna make my way back to the save point. And then once I save, I will take a quick break, run some ads on Twitch, and then I'll actually continue on with the game and record some more. Suppose I could have just jumped up there immediately, huh? And okay. This is the place. And saving. Okie day. And with that, break time. Go ahead and bring my background music on in here. And see y'all in a little bit. Okay. I'm back. And it is time for more gameplay and more recording. Alrighty, so here we are at the end of Agrabah. Let's see what's next. Will there be another fight? Not sure. I don't think there's necessarily a fight on every floor. Like a fight with Ansem or some major character like that.
What's happening to Sora?
Naminé's powers are being used to shuffle his memories as we speak. Marluxia may well succeed in getting his puppet. Sora would be a valuable asset to the organization. But Marluxia and Larxine's actions, they leave me quite uneasy.
And then there is Axel. Who knows what that one is thinking?
Vexen should take care of this. His replica is soon to be completed.
But Vexen despises Marluxia. Think of the mess it would make.
So we must tell him. Isn't it better that Vexen clean up the mess than leave it to us?
See, and just constantly villain's gonna villain, and they don't seem totally able to trust each other, or at least not everybody in the organization seems to trust every other member. And rightfully so, as we've seen. At least for Sora's half of the story, we saw that that was a valid concern. So now, because I did all this stuff backwards, now I'm in Traverse Town. When normally that would have happened a lot quicker.
Take this. Just me.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Like it.
I'm a little surprised the soldiers have such high value cards.
Darkness.
But only a little.
Your Majesty. Ah, time's up.
Oh yeah, I'm maxed out on map cards, so not getting any more of those.
Like it.
Perhaps the soldiers should be my first targets in each battle.
Like it. Just me.
Eh, jeez. Again with the 9s. Maybe that's just in the duels that they do that. I don't know. There's some health. And a lot more health. Okay. Seems to me I should probably be doing more stacking of my cards, though.
Take this. Like it. Take this. Like it.
Also, the deck has once again changed, because new world, new deck. Or new floor, new deck, at least.
Like it. Take this.
What does my deck look like right now? So we got 987, 165, 423, 213. Okay, we got a shadow card in there. Jafar Genie stops enemies from breaking attack cards you use. Interesting. Parasite Cage always nullifies the enemy card. And then there's Hook. So, it seems like all the bosses from all the worlds that I've beaten, those cards I keep. And then I might also get like one or two other enemy cards assigned kind of at random on each floor. Maybe more, I don't know. But anyway.
Take this.
Suppose I don't necessarily need to like fight every single battle in every room, but at the same time, where else am I gonna get the experience and stuff? You know?
Take this.
Yep. How did I not hit that?
Like it.
That was a quick, easy battle there. Okay, no complaints. Oh, okay. The maps of each world seem to be sort of expanding a little bit as we move along. Like, overall growing larger. So I found out in between recordings, I might actually really like bottomless darkness rooms. Because it seems like the only enemies you find in a bottomless darkness room end up being shadows. And those are like super easy to deal with. Okay. Well, unless they pull something like that. Jeez. Really?
Like it. Take this. Like it. Your Majesty, come on. Take this. Like it. Take this. Come on.
Doggone it. That's... Okay. Maybe we should try not to get into duels with them, though. Okay. So I probably want to just go, like... I suppose I could go right and then just straight up, probably. Hopefully. I'm definitely not going to fight every possible battle in this room. Because it is quite a few enemies, even if they are generally kind of easy to defeat.
Darkness! Like it! Take this!
All things considered, this is definitely a type of room that I would not mind
Take this!
coming across a bit more often.
Like it! Take this! Like it! Take this! Like it! Your Majesty! Come on! Take this! Like it! Take this! Your Majesty!
Yeah, so I'm pretty much just trying to make sure I don't use a 1 on its own against these guys.
Take this!
Unless, of course, they're, like, dazed or whatever.
Like it! Take this! Like it! Take this!
Okay. Just trying to get over to this door here. Not necessarily ignoring enemies along the way, though.
Take this!
Not going out of my way to fight more enemies, but not ignoring them. I gotta admit, Holy Burst is so disappointing compared to Inverse Burst. Like, Inverse one just lasts so much longer. I accidentally wound up going to the up room, didn't I? Oh well. Let's see here. Which kind of room do I want to do now? Could do Feeble Darkness, I guess. Wouldn't mind that so much. Yeah, why don't we do that? Oh, so this will only let me go up. I will be a bit disappointed if I cannot then go to the right after this.
Take this! Like it!
Let's see here. Alright, so from this point, I'm gonna try and go 1 HP boost and then 2 darkness boosts and just kind of go back and forth like that, I think. I cannot just jump up there from where I am. Little surprised that still affected them, but not arguing with it.
Like it! Take this! Like it! Darkness!
I will say the shadows can get a little bit annoying sometimes with their propensity to hide in the floor.
Take this!
It was not the one that I really meant to target.
Like it!
Wanted to go after the soldier first,
Take this!
but oh well. Three or higher. There was another one of these down here that I was thinking of, maybe. I could maybe do the martial waking. Talking while you're yawning is kind of weird. It never feels quite right. Okay, I can go to the right from here. Good. How did I miss that? Probably because Riku wasn't aimed at that.
Take this!
If it's gonna keep giving me easy battles like that, then the martial waking card is kind of wasted.
Take this! Like it! Take this!
Okay.
Like it! Take this!
Doggone it. Quit giving me super easy battles in the room where I least need them. Confusion upon you. And now I attack.
Like it.
Okay, that feels a little more worth it. Alright, I'm fighting extra enemies because I don't want to waste the martial waking room here.
Take this. Like it. Your Majesty. Come on. Time's up. Take this.
Okay. I missed. Or I didn't get there in time, maybe.
Take this. Like it.
I think it's good to fight everything in the start of the game too because of experience. Found when I played that choice helped me move quicker near the end. Yeah. That is also generally true, especially, you know, in RPG style games or any game that really has like a leveling system of any kind. Good on the whole. I just don't necessarily want to front load all the battling in this particular world before I get to the boss of it. Kind of want to try to, I don't know if even it out is quite the right term, but, you know, spread it some. Okay, I could do a sleeping darkness there. That wouldn't be too bad. Or another black room. Lasting days. I'm gonna go with sleeping darkness here. Also, welcome to the chat. I think I might just call you Jay for short, if that's alright. I'm not 100% sure on how how your entire username is supposed to be pronounced, if I'm honest.
Like it. Take this.
Yes, I have played this before.
Darkness.
I played the original version on the GBA and then also got the PS2 console port, which was the true original release of this.
Like it.
Okay, Jay Swoan. That's pronounced. Alright. If you prefer that, I can definitely work with it. I'm gonna hear JS all the time. I just wasn't quite sure where to separate the syllables there. Oh, crud. I got myself in a pickle here. Maybe I should refuse those duels when they come up.
Take this. Like it.
I find it a little funny how, like, while the enemies are dazed, I can basically just move the ones on the ground around as I see fit. Like this. I can just... I can just push him.
Take this. Like it. Take this.
Well, that was definitely the wrong one to be targeting there.
Like it. Take this. Darkness.
They were all right there. Just kaboom, one hit. They had probably all been damaged a little bit before, but... Oh, hello. I need a red that's equal to 0. Could do an almighty darkness for that. I wouldn't mind that at all. I've learned to kind of like the bottomless darkness cards, so yeah, you know what? That would probably be the most annoying one to deal with. And probably gonna fight the guard armor now. Surprise, surprise. Not really. Okay. Using this to kick things off. Ouch.
Take this. Like it. Darkness.
Okay. Already got dark mode going. Well, that's annoying. Well, I've gotten rid of a foot so far. Okay. So it did not get stunned. But still pretty easy, especially with that one, like, extra boss help 0 card that came. I gotta imagine I'm gonna get a guard armor card added to the deck. Got one with Sora. There we go. Guard armor. And now it's just gonna boot me back out of there and... I could just speed run this world though and go, well, not speed run exactly, but breeze through the rest of the world, ignore a bunch of the rooms that I could go through to level up. That's also a lot of experience I'd be missing out on, so Hiya.
Take this.
Oh, hello. I was about to leave the room and move along to the next one.
Take this.
That was almost too easy. But honestly, given some moments in this game, I'm not sure I find anything to actually be too easy. It's more like a nice break from the moments that are more difficult. Oh geez, I have a lot more of those than I thought. Oh, and I got plenty of 5s like that, so sure. Strong initiative. Gotcha. So extra damage dealt when I hit him like that. But that only seems to apply to the first wave of enemies.
Take this. Yeah. Like it.
Oh, come on! How did that not get there in time?
Like it. Yeah. Take this. Like it. Your Majesty. Time's up.
Oh, that actually did it. Most of the time, that's too short to be the end move of the battle. Dang. That's strong initiative there. Oh, come on.
Like it. Take this. Like it.
Strong initiative doesn't do much for me if I don't hit the enemies in the room
Take this.
to get the initiative. Alright, another level up. Gonna go with a darkness boost this time. Of course, I guess there's sort of a trade-off maybe with the darkness boost, because I think as you increase that, it also kind of takes you longer to get to dark mode. I could be wrong on that, though. I know for sure that it allows you to stay in dark mode longer. I couldn't even see that one and I hit it. What was the problem with the ones before?
Take this.
Come on. Okay, I might as well take advantage of a room like this while it's here. Well, it's not doing much in battles like that. I mean, it does make it slightly quicker.
Yeah. Like it. Take this. Like it. Take this.
You know, I think it might actually just be 30 points to get into dark mode in general. Okay. Which way is that? That's not the way I need to go. Hey! Midwest Dungeon Delvers coming in with the raid! Welcome, everybody. What is up, cool people? Before I continue on and possibly do more story stuff in this game, for those of you who don't know, my name's Matt, aka That Random Christian Gamer. I'm a random Christian guy playing random games, trying to connect with random people, help answer their random questions, generally about whatever's on their minds, but especially being a Christian, if they've got questions about God, Bible, faith, stuff, I'm especially interested in answering those. But, welcome aboard, everybody. How we all doing? I am playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, specifically Riku's side of the story, which you only get to after playing as Sora. There's quite a bit more fighting, at least I could have done in this world, but I feel like making a little more story progress.
Huh? What are you supposed to be? Surprised? I guess you should be. After all, I look just like you. I'll tell you what I am. I'm an exact replica of you that Vexen made from your data. So you're a fake me. Not a fake! I don't care if you're real. You're not better. We share the same body and the same talents. But there is one easy way to tell us apart, though. Unlike you, I fear nothing. Are you calling me a coward? You're afraid of the dark. The darkness inside you still frightens you, no matter what you say. But
I gotta imagine this is a
I'm
rather
different.
confusing point to come
I
into the
embrace the
story
darkness.
for those of
I
you
can make
who
it do whatever I want.
don't know what happens in this game.
So, I can wipe the floor with
Great. I gotta fight the replica. Crud. What am I trying to do here? I don't know. What the? Okay. Really? Flipping 0 cards. I dislike how they break literally everything. I'm in trouble. Use some health. But I don't really have any ways of getting health easily unless I do this. That assumes that it doesn't get broken. Oh, jeez. Ah, crud, I should have saved the zeros. And that leaves me open. Yeah, okay. Let me maybe try that again. Try and be a little more prepared this time. I was also trying to bring my webcam back into the scene right as the battle started. Didn't get me off to the best start to the battle. You know, as far as being prepared and all that. Maybe I should just go with the first one of these that I have available. Oh my gosh.
Take this.
Good grief. Why must his attacks just, like, leave me with nothing to do? They hit too hard and too fast.
Like it. Darkness.
I press triangle to do the thing. Okay, that somehow went even worse. It's also not exactly great when I'm trying to see certain cards that I have available while also needing to, like, move out of the way of very rapid fire attacks coming at me.
Like it! Take this! Like it! Take this! Darkness! Your Majesty! You gotta be kidding.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Your Majesty! Get ready!
How did I wind up just using those? I don't know. Don't really care too much, because it seems like it kind of helped me out. What the heck? It's like the second I get hit with some of that stuff, sometimes it won't let me break the combo for a little bit. But anyway, okay. Took a couple more tries than I would have liked. But I got there.
Hey, fake! I thought I heard you say you were gonna wipe the floor with me. Don't forget I'm still new. I'll get stronger and stronger. The next time we fight, you're finished. Then let's fight now! It's nice having darkness on my side. You are so missing out. How could you be scared of something that can be so thrilling? Enough! So now the coward is playing tough. So long, real thing. Hope you don't miss me. Come back! No way. I'm not a coward.
Agreed. Trying to fight against darkness is not a cowardly thing. Oh, another scene.
So, how was the real thing?
He's spineless. In no time at all, I'll be better than him.
In the meantime, would you be interested in meeting another who's considered a hero?
You mean Sora. I hear he's somewhere in the castle. You want me to take care of him?
We'll see. Yes. I intend to make good use of you.
No worries. The real Riku is nothing. Sora won't be either. They're no match for me. Come out! Show yourself, fake!
Fake? Oh no. That's not exactly the right word.
Ah, great.
What are you saying? Isn't he just a copy of me?
More like a model. He is an example of what you should try to be. He accepts the darkness. Just like you once couldn't help but accept me. But now you are afraid. Perhaps you are the one who is being fake. Fake when you pretend to have no fear.
When have I been afraid of the dark?
Inside of the card worlds, you grapple desperately with the darkness. Desperation is fear. You fight the darkness because it is what frightens you.
Be quiet!
Stubborn boy. Then continue your fight if you must. Eventually you will learn. You cannot resist the darkness.
Okay. 4 new world cards. So while I have played this game before, I've not played this specific iteration of it, you might say. I haven't played it on a collection like this before. So having the achievements come up is, well, that's why it's happening. Okay, well, if I'm going backwards through stuff like I was before, even though it's not 100% like backwards order compared to how I went through with Sora or how I went through the worlds in the first game, it's still as backwards order as I can make it with what they give me. Now, I do wonder a little bit if I could just, like, quick shove my way on through to the, final boss battle in this world, and then after that, wrap up recording, but then do some more battling in between episodes. Okay, you know what? I haven't done a Tranquil Darkness in a while, I guess. Should make it relatively easy to avoid the enemies. 2 or higher. I don't know what it is. I generally like to try and use the exact value that's presented. When it says this much or higher, I'm like, I want to use that exactly. So like if it says 2 or higher, I like to use a 2. Couldn't really tell you why. Oh, jeez. I was not ready for that.
Take this! Like it! Take this! Your Majesty! Time's up! Like it!
Oh, jeez. That didn't do much to the other enemies because none of them are ground-based. That was also entirely unnecessary and just made the battle a little longer. But oh well, no big deal. Ooh, attack boost. Yes, please. I will always take an attack boost when it appears. Ooh, hold up. before I leave the room. There we go. Kaboom. Well, I'm not sure with this particular room that I have going on if that did too much more than just a normal preemptive strike would have done. Alright, should be able to just work my way straight up from here to get to the boss, which is very likely going to be Oogie Boogie. Because, you know, Halloween Town. Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay. Just weave my way through them a little bit. 4 or higher. Did I do a Feeble Darkness yet? I don't think so. Could also do a Black Room. That's a relatively small one. Might actually be even easier to avoid the enemies. Okay, you're right there. So I'm gonna fight you before the boss.
Take this! Like it! Take this! Like it! Take this!
I can't damage them while they're like this.
Like it! Your Majesty!
Okay. Fine then. Don't let me heal. Alrighty. Whoa. Okay, 20 in blue. I don't like the Mingling Worlds cards that much, so I'll use a bunch of those. Because the Mingling Worlds cards are kind of random. And here we go. Oogie Boogie. If this works at all like it did with Sora, then I'm gonna have to concern myself quite a bit with breaking stuff that he does before I can get up there to him.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Fine.
Like it! Darkness!
Doggone it. Okay, fine.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Yeah, this battle doesn't strike me as one that's going to be especially difficult.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Your Majesty! Time's up!
Nice. Yeah. The battle against Oogie is more gimmicky than it is any kind of really difficult. part of why I figured it wouldn't be too difficult to just charge my way on in here and get through this. I just noticed Riku's look is like made, or at least in there, it looked like they made it a little bit to match the theme of Halloween Town. I like that little touch. Anyway, okay. That'll do it for this episode recording thing. In between, I will do some more fighting in Halloween Town, get myself to the end of this world, and be ready for the next one. But I say that relative to the recording, the live stream still goes on. I will do some of that battling that I just mentioned before being done for the night. Oh, come on.
Take this! Like it! Your Majesty! Ah! Time's up!
And that is so disappointing compared to the inverse burst.
Yeah! Like it! Take this!
No thanks, I'd rather not duel.
Like it!
So, now, even more so than most of the rest of the stream, if y'all want to chat a little bit,
Like it!
feel free to
Take this!
say something, let me know what's up, how you're doing, any thoughts, questions, anything like that that you got on your mind that you might want to talk about. Because it's pretty much just hanging out while I make my way through the rest of the rooms in this world for the remainder of the stream.
Like it! Take this! Like it! Take this! Your Majesty! Time's up! Like it!
So after I finish playing through this game, I'll be moving on to Kingdom Hearts 2 then, basically. I'm just trying to work my way through the whole series,
Like it!
at least as much of it as I have access to.
Take this!
There's a couple of bits that I don't
Like it!
like. Some of the games that were very specific to either like mobile or I don't know, things of that sort. Especially some of the more recent ones that were not like main console releases. Guess there's also Melody of Memory now that I think about it, which is,
Like it!
guess like it's kind of, I don't know, it's got some light lore implications, but nothing like too major to my understanding. And like it's a rhythm game, so gameplay wise, for one, it's vastly different than the rest of the series. Unless you count the, you know, like Atlantica and some other subsections of some of the games that were rhythm based. Definitely did not need to go with that high of a combo. Oh well. Did I level up again? Yes, I did. Okay. More darkness points.
Take this! Like it! Take
That's not the enemy I meant to target with that stuff.
Your Majesty! Come on! Take this! Like it! Darkness!
Also, wouldn't surprise me if I get, at least on Twitch, for the VOD, if it gets a couple of sections with some muted audio just because of the, you know, the Disney music.
Take this! Like it! Take this! Your Majesty! Come on! Like it!
Okay. Strong initiative room, so I really want to try and get those preemptive strikes on the enemies. Oh, jeez. It helps if I see them
Like it!
before they actually, like, just flat out run into me.
Like it! Take this! Darkness!
See, it helps when I can hear the enemies appear like that. Yep, there we go.
Like it! Take this!
Literally took one hit to each of them. If only more battles could be like that. But then if too much of the game was like that, that would actually maybe be too easy.
Like it!
I know I was saying earlier, I'm not sure I believe there is such a thing as too easy with this game. That would be too easy.
This! Your Majesty! Come on! Darkness!
Nice. Okay. Nice. Very timely reload to go along with that. I will say that's one thing that I kind of like about the way they altered the combat for Riku is that, like, he has more ways of reloading, they're all quicker, all sorts of stuff like that.
Like it. Take this.
Another level up, nice. Okay. So I did the 2 Dark Point level ups. I'm gonna go back to HP boost. And then I'll do 2 more Darkness boosts. Phone notification is seemingly not very significant. Oh, hello.
Yeah. Take this. Like it. Take this. Like it. Yeah. Darkness.
Like, even just the normal reloads for Riku, you don't have to wait around for them. There was a bit of a loading bar with Sora. Yep. Nope. Okay. Still managed to hit it even though it was behind where I was aiming. Hey, I'll take it. It's odd, but I'll take it.
Like it. Take this.
Can I? Oh, come on. Just because of the step forward, I didn't get the actual hit on it.
Like it.
Oh well. Battle was not too bad. Okay. So where am I actually trying to go now? I guess really I could probably, like, serpentine my way through these rooms. So yeah, probably want to go this way.
Take this. Like it. Take this. Like it. Take this. Like it. Take this. Darkness.
I really didn't need to wait like that. I didn't even kind of didn't even really intend to wait like that. Just sort of happened because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do in that exact moment.
Like it.
No.
Darkness.
Might be a good idea to still face all the enemies in each room if I'm really going for, you know, getting Riku some experience.
Take this. Like it. Take this. Your Majesty. Come on.
I'm a little surprised. I didn't think the Mickey Miracle thing even did much damage, but alright. Actually, hang on a sec. Is this the first? Okay. It was not the entry room, but it was the first one that had any branching paths. Gotcha. 2 or higher. I mean, Teeming Darkness would get me a fair number of enemies. I could actually do a whole Bottomless Darkness room now. And not be worried about where I'm going.
Take this! Like it! Take this! Like it! Take this! Your Majesty! Time's up!
Well, that wasn't very helpful. Ooh, got a random Joker room card. There we go.
Take this! Like it! Take this!
Why did I do it then? He was still in the floor.
Like it! Take this! Like it! Take this! Like it!
How? Oh, because I was using a 0 card there. That's
Take this!
how a 1 wound up breaking my card.
Take this! Your Majesty! Come on! Like it! Take this! Like it!
Yeah, because if I did the entire room, it would still maybe kind of take a while. I don't know. Now that I'm actually at this point, I feel a little bit like I don't want to go too much longer with tonight's stream. Let's do a roulette room. I haven't done one of those in a while. Yeah, maybe I won't go out of my way to do like every single possible battle in every room. But I'm not necessarily gonna like completely avoid them either. Oh, I can't serpentine this. Great. Okay, well, whatever. Then maybe I won't even do all the rooms. I don't know.
Take this! Like it! Take this! Like it! Your Majesty! Come on! Take this! Like it! Darkness!
It's like he specifically waits until he gets back to the ground to transform. Okay, this is just where I get to pick which kind of card I get. go with that, I think. Alright. So I'll just move along here. Kaboom. You are dazed and damaged a bit.
Take this. Like take this. Like it.
Certainly not for long enough for me to get a full 2 combos in without getting the card broken. Wah! Okay. Wasn't really ready for that.
This. Like take this.
Definitely could have healed a little bit before that. Oh well. Four or higher. Do a looming darkness maybe. Putting a moment's reprieve in here doesn't seem all that necessary, because, like, I'm working my way to a save point anyway, and there shouldn't be any major complications along the way. Hello. Why was I facing away from the enemy there? Not sure I quite understand how that happened. Alrighty. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of dark Piranha, isn't it? Also, if I break an enemy card while in dark mode, it seems like I actually, like, stun them or daze them or whatever. Insert similar term here.
Take this. Like it. Take this. Like it. Take this. Like it. Your Majesty. Come on.
There we go. Heal up a little bit. Healing is always good. See, now, like, as soon as the enemies appear in a looming darkness room, then, like, they're on the prowl. They coming after you. Maybe not, like, literally the exact moment they appear, but shortly thereafter, they start tracking you.
Like it. Darkness.
Nice. Well, crud. I'm like, let me walk my way into the battle where I know the enemy isn't going to be too much of a concern first. Nice. I like the just bouncing from enemy to enemy with that at the end. Okay, now this guy's coming at me. The big tombstone thing that was there, like, fell. Not complaining, just an observation. Also, I totally don't need to, like, scrounge around for health, because I'm about to get a save point here, which heals me anyway. Once I climb up this long ladder. Save point! Okay. And I think, on the whole, that's gonna do it for tonight. So, I appreciate y'all stopping by and watching. Had a really good stream overall. 2 raids throughout it. Raiders, anyone who joined in throughout, I appreciate you stopping by, watching, hanging out. I do similar streams like this every Tuesday and Saturday. Well, Saturday's more of just like a chill session where I'm not like recording stuff at the same time. But yeah. Otherwise, as far as time frame goes, they're pretty similar. And then over the summer, I'm also doing Thursday morning, at least U.S. Central Time, Thursday morning live streams. And yeah, otherwise you can feel free to check out YouTube videos of mine in between if you are interested in seeing more stuff from me. But otherwise, I think that's all I got. So I hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I will see you soon for another stream or something like that. But whatever ends up happening, till next time, once the raid gets going, stay cool, everybody.